Uh, well, I don't know where to start. This is actually, it's been a project that's been developing for a few years now. It actually started, well, I became a cooperator in 95. Around the year 96, I started taking my first foster child. Um, I kind of felt the hand of the Lord asking me to do that. And so I did that for many years, and I ended up in a place up in Central Florida, near Inverness, Florida, and there was somebody asked me to go to this retreat up there at this place. There was a priest that had owned it. His name was Father Francis Ferrara. He was a Trappist monk, and the Trappists are known by the work of their hands. And Father Francis lived there for 30 years, building this place. He would serve at the local parish, and during the week he would go out and he would work on the place. And it started out as a small building, and then he added a garage, and then he added an upper building, and eventually those ended up being 2 chapels. Then he put a wing on, and then he built another whole home, and they were beautiful, just amazingly beautiful things that he did. And originally he thought it was going to be for a religious order, and that's what he initially thought. But as time went on, as I was going up there, I kind of felt the hand of the Lord upon me, and working with these foster kids and everything, I went up there, and eventually I understood that something was to develop there. I didn't know how or what, but so I went up there, and eventually Father Francis agreed that we would establish a children's home there, Don Bosco's Children's Home. We started a nonprofit corporation. It's a 501c3. We established that back in 2007 or so, or 6, where we actually got the corporation going. And then we didn't purchase the first property until actually 2014, because there was a period of years where it was kind of stagnant as to when we were actually going to start. But in the meantime, I was taking these foster kids. And so a couple of years ago, Father Francis, getting elderly and everything, he moved back to his monastery. And from there, he agreed that we would come in and establish the home there. So we actually opened on the Feast of Don Bosco in 2015. So over the last 2 years, it's been a little difficult. The license took quite a while to get. Each home is individually licensed with a traditional family. So we actually obtained the license last July. So we're just renewing it this month for the first time. But over the last year, we had several children that we had brought from the area that we were at before, who were adopted and stayed in the home. And then we took more children. So there were 3 more that came, so we had 6. So now we've been looking for someone to establish the second home, and we actually have found somebody. It's a very nice gentleman, and hopefully this is, when we get back, it'll all come to fruition. He is actually a child psychologist, and he has a little boy that's just like an exemplary little boy, just a beautiful little boy. But he's going to move in there and take about 4 boys. So when I get back, we're going to take probably 4 more girls. So then we'll have 7, maybe approximately 12 children with his 1 biological child. So, but on a daily basis, the state calls for these children to be placed. And so that's what we do. They come from severe circumstances. Some of them are very egregious. So they all need homes, either for a temporary time, or sometimes their parental rights are terminated. So that's what we've been doing. It's really been exciting, because I can see the hand of the Lord upon it. And this last year, especially since this last year, there's just been so many people that have come forward that want to help. And so I saw all these people coming forward, people from the parish, even the community, but I'm focusing mainly on the Catholic community, because that's what I want. I want it to be just Catholic. And so the influence it would be for mostly Catholics helping. So, but they've been coming out of the woodwork. Just a load of them, just wanting to do so many things. So I spoke to the local pastor, and I said, his name is Father Tim Cummings. The local parish is Our Lady Fatima Parish in Inverness. And at first I thought, well, maybe we could start a center at the parish. So he would come over and he'd watch the kids playing basketball, doing all kinds of things, and he says, do it here, Pat. So I approached the provincial council, and we've had a couple of meetings so far. And so we're working on that, promoting a center. But I have a list of the things that that the people that have been attending have been doing. We actually have, in the group that we have 12 people that have been coming to the last meetings. We've been meeting on a monthly basis. We'll have a meeting this week. We'll have Mass. We have Mass at 7 o'clock on a specified Thursday of the month. We have the formation afterwards, the social gathering. We use the Discerning the Call manual. And we've had masses. We had a mass that was said in honor of Blessed Nunzio Suprizio, who is the patron saint of orphans and orphanages. So he kind of came to me a few years ago. Somebody introduced me to him, so I kind of have a devotion to him. So we also had several cooperative retreats there with the Center for Mary Help. They would drive up from Tampa, and we did one. Like I said before, we did one for the Year of Mercy during the Lenten season last year, and then we did one at Christmas time. It was called In Waiting with Mary, and I kind of coordinated. I like doing that, and so that was really good. The people know the kids. They get to know the kids, and they get to work with the kids, and so that's been good that we've been working with the other Salesians in the home, helping, and actually over at Villa Madonna, Sister Elfie, Sister Susan was helpful initially. Sister Susan and Sister Elfie came up and attended our opening celebration. And then for the last couple of years, the second graders at Villa Madonna have been doing fundraising for the home. So this past year, they raised $450. So I thought, oh, what do we need? You know, we have so many needs there. So we're getting a playground set. So that's going to be our first purchase with their monies. And the Salesians have been wonderful in just supporting us and helping us. Father Steve has been wonderful, and the sisters. Let's see. So we have the 2 retreats. We actually have a group that meets on Thursday mornings. It's Spiritual Mothers, and it just happened that I fell into this. I went to a friend of mine's house in Tampa, well, actually Clearwater. She actually has prayer groups that are under the diocese. Her name is Carol Marquardt, and she has a little retreat house behind her home, and she has the Blessed Sacrament in there. And I always like to go and find where the Blessed Sacrament is and just kind of hide out. And so I said, Carol, can I come to your place? So she said yes. So I went over there, and she was just developing these new groups. They're called Spiritual Mothers in Lay Evangelization. So she says, Pat, you'd fit right into that. I said, well, I've already got a group that's coming to the house. So we started that. We started the Spiritual Mothers group. So they've been helping. They've been very instrumental. They've been helping with, setting up for when we have the cooperator meetings and formation. And so they've been doing that. Let's see. Some of the things that have been going on. The people love and come and working with the children. They've been helping with activities with the children. They've been helping with the maintenance of the home, the spiritual needs of the children. We have 3 buildings. One building we've made into a community building, and several people have been there. Father Tom, Sister Deese. It's the building we have. It has a beautiful chapel in there. That's our community building. And then we have 2 live-in homes for the children. The candidates, they've been working with the children, teaching them catechism. They take them to adoration, benediction. They do like socials with them, with ice cream parties. They provide rosaries for the children, Bibles, teach them about the faith. They do arts and crafts with the children. They read the lives of the saints to the children. Let me see, we had a group that came up on the Feast of Our Lady Fatima, because the local parish is Our Lady Fatima, and they all came from the Cooperator Center in Tampa, and they stayed in the homes that we had, and they all accompanied the children and us to the parish, which we had a celebration for Our Lady of Fatima. And it was beautiful. You know, the children were there, and they got to go to communion, and they had a special procession afterwards. We actually have people who are coming to do homework with the children after school. We have our own private music lessons from the director from Our Lady of Fatima. He has agreed to come in. He gives weekly piano and voice lessons. We have a guitar person that comes in, plays the guitar, teaches the children guitar. So we've got all these people that have been coming. It's just been beautiful. The children are currently all enrolled in the local Catholic school at St. Scholastica in Lecanto. All of the children in the state welfare program qualify for Step Up for Students program, which means that they could go free of charge to private schools all 12 years and then receive their college paid for also. Yes. So, I mean, what a blessing. When I found out about that, I just cried. Let's see. You know, the people that come, they want to help the children succeed because they know that they've had such rough starts in their life. They help them academically, spiritually, emotionally, morally. The school has been a wonderful blessing. The principal has supported us. The church, the kids all go to catechism at the church. They receive religious instruction at the school and at home. They provided Easter baskets and Lenten activities for the children. They did Christmas time. I couldn't believe, it was just amazing how many people wanted to come and give gifts for the children and do things for them. Beautiful kids too. The Lord has really blessed us with some really beautiful kids. We had a group that came in. They did a special project with some rockets. They did a NASA project where each child had a specific position, and they all went out in this huge field and they shot off this huge rocket, went up in the clouds. So the kids loved that. Let's see, what else? We actually have had a local charity has helped us. Daystar Life Center. They're now providing clothing. They have a food pantry that's open for us. They give us furniture, Easter items, and school supplies. We actually have our own barber. We have somebody who's volunteered to be a barber, so they come cut all the boys' hair. And then we have somebody who comes and does the girls' hair also. The Knights of Columbus from the St. Scholastica Parish actually have embraced the project, and they put in over 500 man-hours. We have statues all on the property, so they painted all the statues, and we have the Stations of the Cross there. They refurbished the Stations of the Cross, and there was a lot of overgrowth with the yard work and everything, so they worked real hard on that. They redid one of the garages that was there, and they're continuing to work. They erected a shrine to Don Bosco, so we have to get a statue for that. And at this point they just asked, they want us to give them a wish list, and they said, whatever you put on there, we'll just pick and choose whatever we can do. And so they've been working on that. They actually contacted the Knights of Florida, and the Knights donated. They gave us $1,000. So they came out and they gave us this big check, these big checks, and they took a picture, and it was in the local. We've been in the local newspaper several times through the Knights, but they have been amazing in helping us. They are actually approaching the. I didn't know that one of them came up to me and says, well, we're going to be talking to the Supreme. And I'm like, the Supreme what? It's a Supreme Knight. He's over the world for the Knights. And so they're doing that currently, approaching them for help. Because we have so many needs. There's just, obviously needs to help the children, but, we have several septic tanks that need to be replaced, drain fields. We have air conditioning units. There's just all that maintenance that goes along with the day-to-day things. So we currently, are making the payments. Hopefully, one day we'll pay the place off. and then we can just walk away when we get older, hopefully, and just leave it for whoever else comes along, because it's a nonprofit, we'll never own it. And but the most important thing is the needs of the children, and touching their hearts, and just bringing them to the Lord. There's one little boy, Diego. Some of you have met Diego. Diego's a little saint in the making. Everyone loves him. Everybody loves all the children, but he's extra special. He's very kind. He actually said he wants to be a priest. So I don't want to push it. Just let him make that choice. And but the community has embraced it, and we're just very grateful. Thank you.